When did you hear the news about the state of origin?
I heard last night from Adam Kelly, the head of football, but I had to keep it under wraps, as did I think the other boys from our club. So it was announced to the public, I think, an hour or two ago. So yeah, very exciting to be playing in it. I think it's for a great cause, obviously, and I think both buy-in from the players and the public's excitement for it makes it a really great event that should see a lot of people come to watch.
Tell us why you wanted to play.
I think the underlying cause is to raise funds for, obviously, the the tragedy that happened. Still is, I think, but mainly a couple of months ago. So I think when you've spoken to any player, they've sort of put their hand up saying, they're happy to play and they want to play. So that's exactly the same boat that I was in.
What do you think of the lineups, the two lineups?
Yeah, pretty handy. I think just to be able to play against some players and then play with players from other teams. We did a bit with AFLX last year, but this is more full-length game and proper footy rules. So it's always good to both meet and play with other players from other teams and then get to play against them as well.
Strange to line up on the captain at some stage.
Yeah, hopefully he comes down forward. I'll probably hand him over to someone else. But it will be a bit weird, but also a bit of fun at the same time.
Did you put your hand up, Lady, or did the club approach you to ask whether you'd like to play?
I think the process was the AFL nominated it, and then the club sort of said yes, they can in terms of injuries. I think some players got ruled out from other clubs. So, but as soon as I said that, I said yeah, of course. As I said before, I think most players would have put their hand up, but I think all our nominated players said yes, and were pretty keen to play if they got picked.
How important is it for the concept? I mean, you wouldn't have played. Would you have played a state game?
No, not for. I don't think they've done it for a few years. So I think I remember watching it on TV, but to obviously to pull a Guernsey on is pretty cool. And as I said, just playing with other players and playing against them is a unique experience.
I suppose when this format gets revived, the age-old question of how much would you like to represent South Australia in a game standalone? Yeah,
it's pretty unique experience, and anytime it comes up, if there's an opportunity to, I'd put my hand up for sure. I think it's an honour to represent your state, and it's a pretty big deal. So even this game as well is. So very fortunate to get picked.
How serious do you think, the players and the two teams will take it? You see with the NBA All-Stars and All-Stars game, can be a bit of hitting giggles sometimes.
Up and down, yeah.
Serious, yeah.
I think you might be spot on with that. I think maybe some bits might be free-flowing and up and down. But then I think if it's close, I wouldn't be surprised if you see the competitive juices come out and a few players take it pretty serious. We had it with, as I said before, the AFLX, and you saw when it got close and there was actually winning on the line. Players just naturally do that. So I think that might be the case.
Will this game impact your Marsh Cup lead-up stuff with Marsh Community Series? Will this impact the way how much minutes you play in the next 2 weeks?
Potentially. I think that's a conversation to have now that it's actually come out and can work out, with this week and the week after. But, personally, I played on the weekend the internal we had, and, body's feeling great. So if that results in me playing, the next couple of weeks, then I'm open to that. So I think between Hassie, myself, and I think for all the players that are in our team playing, they'll have a conversation just to see what works well for, might be different for some players than the others.
What do you take out of the internal, from where you guys are, travelling ahead of the Marsh Community Series?
Yeah, I think it's a really good step for us as a team. Obviously new coach, new game plan comes in, just to be able to play against each other at a higher level. It's always a bit unique playing against each other because you both know what each other's doing. So I think it's a good lead in, just to get your body prepared and actually try a few things before actually playing against another opposition this week. So as I said, it's a good step.
You'll play this week as well?
Well, I'll have a chat with Hassie and
the guys are eligible for selection.
Yes.
This week?
Yep. So I think it's just a matter of, as I said before, it might be different for some players than the others. So, but as I said, I can only answer for myself, and I said, I'm happy to play.
The internal, what was executed well? What did you like? Obviously, Simon touched on a few of the things you did and what you tried, but how did you feel it was executed, the new game plan and a few tactics?
Yeah, I think what we've been practicing, as I said, to actually be able to do it for a longer period of time. We played 4 quarters of 30 minutes, so pretty much a full hit out, and just to actually be able to play it at a high speed and learn and execute what we've actually been practicing instead of doing it in drills is obviously different, and there's a lot more going on when it's actually full ground, and I think we did it really well. We've got all the new players coming in as well, and even to some of the senior players, you've got to change things with a new coach, which he has. So as I said, it is kind of hard though when you've got people knowing what you're doing on the other side. So this week's really important, and as is the Gold Coast game in a couple of weeks.
So what did you learn about yourself then? I know it's hard if blokes know where you want to kick the ball. What did you learn out of that?
I think more of the defensive stuff we could practice, because we try and do the stuff that we don't want opposition doing to us, and when we do it to ourselves, I know it sounds pretty confusing, but we're able to execute that and actually see that it works. And as I said, instead of doing it in drills, you get to do it in a full game format, which is another step. So as I said before, it's just another step into going into the game against an opposition that doesn't have the exact knowledge that we do.
What can Crows fans expect when you play Melbourne this weekend?
Yeah, I think it's going to be, a buy-in into what we've been practicing throughout the summer. Exciting brand of football, an aggressive brand of football, and I think we're really keen. I think most players across the competition this time of year is pretty keen to get out there and actually play. So, that's what we're looking to bring forward.
Can we see a bit of a shake-up of the defensive, players who will be playing defence this year? Or?
Yeah, I think Nixie's touched on it a couple of times about the likes of Wayne Malaria has played up through the middle a bit. Brody Smith as well. Bryce Gibbs has done a bit of that. Even Matty Crouch and Sloaney have sort of rolled through everywhere. So I think we're very fortunate that our team's got a lot of flexibility, and if Nixie wants to do that, then he can.
What's impressed you out of the new guys?
Or the seamless transition that they've taken in and actually being able to come in, and it's a lot to learn as a first year player. You've got to learn the game plan, then also everything else that happens within the club, and for them to come out and train and do most of the pre-season, and to transition into a game on the weekend and not look out of place is a credit to them. We down back have had probably a bit more of a close look at Fisher McCasey and Josh Worrell. Even the second year players in Will Hamill and Lockie Scholl have taken another step. So it's just what you learn as you're going, and I think all the young boys have sort of come in and made a seamless transition.
Just going back to the Origin match, there's a lot of big names, but one of them that isn't there is Gary Ablett. I guess that's a bit nice for you that you might not have to face Gazza on the Bushfire game. Yeah,
it'd be nice, but that is nice. But I think there's about 15 other blokes that are pretty handy players as well that I'll probably have to line up on at some point. So when you get a game like that, it's always going to be some quality opposition. So. And
has the banter already begun with Sloaney?
I think Tex and him were sort of getting into each other a bit, which is no surprise. I think Smithy joined in too, but I think we'll save that for next week.
Letty, how crucial for that format that you do have the biggest names in the AFL playing?
Yeah, I think, as I said, the underlying cause is to raise funds for the bushfires, and if you get the biggest names coming in and saying they want to join and they want to play, then it's obviously going to attract more fans to the game, and then, as I said, therefore raise more money for the situation at hand. So I think, as I said before, though, I think if you ask majority of the players, I think they all would have put their hand up, and I think that's why you've seen such a handy list from both sides.
Would you like to see it become an annual thing or biannual thing?
Yeah, I'd be happy to play in it. I think most guys would be too. So, but you can't I'm not going to say here and make the decision. So there's obviously a lot of factors that go into it.
Not going to see an AFL style hosted name dropping out 2 or 3 days before.
Yeah, no, I think I think most blokes are pretty keen to play. So.